Imagine you're a successful cybersecurity analyst working late on a project. You're driving home, minding your own business on a quiet suburban street, when flashing lights appear in your rearview mirror. You pull over for what seems like a minor traffic violation, but the officer who approaches your window isn't a traffic cop. It's Detective Mark Olson, a narcotics detective with an aggressive reputation. "We have reliable intel, Mr. Evans," he says, his voice dripping with false confidence. "We know you're a high-volume distributor. Where is the product?" This is Terrell Evans, 28 years old, a tech professional with zero criminal history. He's stunned, but he keeps his cool. "Detective, I'm a cybersecurity analyst. I have no involvement with illegal activity. You need a warrant to search my car." Olson just laughs. "We already have one, and we know exactly where you're going because we've been watching your every move." This is the chilling story of how a decorated detective tried to frame an innocent man using technology, and how that same technology became his downfall. It's a case of digital planting, where the first piece of evidence wasn't a physical object, but a ghost in the machine, an illegally placed GPS tracker. Olson produces a warrant, seemingly valid, authorizing a search of Terrell's car and a storage unit 30 miles away. The warrant is based on what Olson claims is weeks of meticulous, round-the-clock physical surveillance. Terrell, knowing this is impossible, is driven to the remote storage facility. He insists on watching the search, determined not to let them plant anything, but Olson is one step ahead. As Terrell tries to get a clear view of his storage unit, the detective grabs him from behind, locks him in a brutal chokehold, and slams him against the cold metal roll-up door. "You're not going to compromise an ongoing investigation." Olson yells, his real motive being to create a violent distraction, while Terrell is pinned, gasping for air. Another officer conveniently discovers a large bag of contraband in the exact spot the warrant predicted. Bruised, traumatized, and struggling to breathe, Terrell is cuffed and charged with felony possession with intent to distribute. His life, his career, his future all hanging by a thread, based on a mountain of lies. The prosecution's case seemed airtight. It rested entirely on Detective Olson's sworn affidavit, a detailed log of dates and times where he supposedly watched Terrell's every move. It was a perfect narrative, almost too perfect. Terrell's attorney knew something was off. How could one detective conduct such flawless, non-stop physical surveillance? They decided to fight fire with fire, or in this case, data with data. They found the key in an unlikely place: Terrell's car insurance. To get a lower rate, Terrell had a small GPS device plugged into his car's OBD port. It was a simple mileage tracker, recording every trip, every stop, every single location. It was objective third-party data that couldn't be faked. The defense subpoenaed the tracker's data, and what they found blew the case wide open. They cross-referenced the insurance data with Olson's sworn surveillance logs. The results were shocking. On multiple dates where Olson claimed he was physically watching Terrell's car parked at his home, the GPS data proved the car was actually 400 miles away. Terrell had been at a corporate tech conference, a fact easily confirmed with hotel receipts and conference badges. The lie was exposed. There was no physical surveillance. So how did Olson know the car's movements with such precision? The defense presented their bombshell theory. Olson had to have illegally planted his own GPS tracker on Terrell's car long before he ever sought a warrant. They compelled the police department to release its internal GPS logs, and there it was, in black and white. A police tracker was placed on Terrell's vehicle 2 full weeks before the official surveillance period even began. The entire case was built on the fruit of the poisonous tree. The warrant was obtained using information from an illegal tracking device, making it and everything that followed completely invalid. The medical evidence also corroborated Terrell's story. The severe bruising and trauma to his neck and throat were perfectly consistent with a sudden chokehold. Not with aggressively resisting a pat-down, as Olson had claimed in his report. Faced with irrefutable digital proof of his lies, the prosecution's case crumbled. The charges against Terrell Evans were immediately dismissed. But this wasn't just about clearing his name, it was about holding power accountable. The fallout for Detective Olson was swift and severe. He was convicted of felony perjury and official misconduct for fabricating surveillance logs and planting evidence. The decorated detective was stripped of his badge and sentenced to prison. The very technology he used to frame an innocent man ended up being the digital handcuffs that sent him away. Terrell Evans received a massive civil settlement. Instead of just moving on, he used the funds to launch a digital rights nonprofit. His organization is now dedicated to protecting citizens from illegal police surveillance and fighting for digital privacy. His case also forced the city to change its laws. A new policy was enacted requiring strict judicial oversight and verifiable, unchangeable data logs for any police use of digital surveillance tools. This closed the dangerous ghost tracker loophole that Olson had exploited, creating a vital safeguard for everyone. Terrell's story is a powerful reminder that in our digital age, the truth is often hiding in the metadata. It shows that while technology can be used to abuse power, it can also be the ultimate tool for exposing lies and securing justice. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as compelling as we did, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into cases where justice prevails. Stay safe and stay informed.